Howdy everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a pressing issue that affects our oceans, climate, and communities worldwide: the crisis of unsustainable fishing. In this video, we'll be exploring the multifaceted aspects of this issue and discussing potential solutions. Howdy, I'm just some random nude dude sitting in my closet talking to myself. It's also where I celebrate the power of free thinking and encourage bold ideas. As a society, we're often afraid to challenge the norms and think outside the box. But here, I embrace the unconventional. So sit back, relax, and join me on this journey of exploration, where we embrace our inner nude dude and push boundaries to discover new perspectives. But before I start, I want to thank and shout out Oliver Rosario 8699. High-tech graphic right there. For the suggestion for this video. Thanks a lot. Greetings, fellow explorers of knowledge and change. Today we embark on an all-encompassing journey that unravels the intricate layers of a crisis that echoes through the waves of our oceans, resonates with the pulse of our climate, and reverberates within the heartbeats of communities across the globe: the crisis of unsustainable fishing. Amidst the tides of uncertainty, there are glimmers of hope and the emergence of innovative solutions. As we dive into this discussion, we'll explore not only the problems, but also the transformative potential of collective action, emerging technologies, cultural preservation, youth empowerment, and policy advocacy. Each of these facets weaves an integral thread in the fabric of a more sustainable relationship with our oceans. In the vast expanse of the world's oceans, the story unfolds that intertwines human activity and the delicate ecosystems that have thrived for millennia. Beyond the glittering surface, a narrative emerges revealing the far-reaching impacts of unchecked overfishing, the shadowy world of illegal practices, and the powerful allure of unsustainable methods that imperil marine life. It's a narrative that extends its influence to coastal villages and bustling cities, as the consequences of this crisis ripple through economies, cultures, and livelihoods. But amid this tale of disruption and challenge, there's hope. Hope found in the intricate web of collaborations, innovations, and the collective determination that seeks to reverse the course. In the pages of this script, we'll explore not just the problems, but the solutions, the steps we can take, individually and collectively, to heal the wounds inflicted upon our oceans and their inhabitants. Together, we'll dive into the depths of understanding the multifaceted dimensions of unsustainable fishing, dissecting its complexities, tracing its impact on global ecosystems, economies, and even our planet's climate. We'll shine a light on the strength of international collaborations, the power of consumer choices, and the transformative potential of embracing innovative practices like sustainable aquaculture. As we journey through these layers, let's keep in mind that while the challenges are immense, so too are the opportunities for change. It's not just a story of concern, it's a story of empowerment, innovation, and the capacity of humanity to reshape its relationship with the oceans. By the time we reach the shores of our conclusion, I hope you'll feel empowered, armed with knowledge, and compelled to contribute to the collective effort to mend the fractures in our marine ecosystems and reweave the fabric of a more sustainable future. So, without further ado, let's embark on this comprehensive voyage of discovery, a journey that not only enlightens our minds, but ignites our commitment to change. Unsustainable fishing practices encompass a web of interconnected factors that contribute to a global crisis. It's not just about catching too many fish. Overfishing, driven by a combination of increased demand and advanced fishing technologies, is a significant driver of this problem. As fish populations are depleted faster than they can replenish, ecosystems suffer, leading to imbalances in predator-prey relationships and the overall health of marine environments. Another critical aspect is the prevalence of illegal, unreported, and unregulated, or IUU, fishing. This underground practice undermines regulations meant to protect fish populations and the environment. IUU fishing often involves unlicensed vessels using destructive methods, including the use of illegal fishing gear and the targeting of endangered species. Consequences are severe, causing long-lasting damage to marine ecosystems and the depletion of key fish species. Furthermore, unsustainable fishing methods contribute to habitat destruction. Practices like bottom trawling, where heavy nets are dragged along the seafloor, not only catch unintended species, but also damage delicate coral reefs and other essential marine habitats. This destruction disrupts the intricate balance of marine ecosystems, affecting everything from biodiversity to the overall health of the oceans. As we unravel the complexity of unsustainable fishing, it's crucial to recognize the multifaceted nature of this crisis. Addressing it requires a comprehensive approach that addresses overfishing, IUU activities, destructive methods, and the conservation of critical habitats. By understanding the interconnectedness of these factors, we can begin to take meaningful steps towards a more sustainable future for our oceans and the life they sustain. As we delve into the repercussions of unsustainable fishing, a remarkable and overlooked dimension emerges: the profound impact on our planet's climate. Imagine a complex tapestry woven with the threads of marine life, carbon cycles, and climate regulation. Within this intricate web, overfishing acts as a disruptive force, setting off a chain reaction that resonates through the ocean's intricate systems. Central to this delicate equilibrium are phytoplankton, microscopic plants that serve as the foundation of marine food chains. Through the process of photosynthesis, phytoplankton absorbs significant amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, producing oxygen and playing an indispensable role in regulating the planet's carbon balance. However, the crisis of overfishing can disturb this harmony. As marine ecosystems shift due to the depletion of key species, the abundance and distribution of phytoplankton may be compromised. This disturbance can have far-reaching consequences for the planet's carbon balance, potentially contributing to the acceleration of climate change. Video. Yet the impact doesn't cease at phytoplankton. Destructive fishing practices, notably bottom trawling, unleash a dual assault on marine environments. Not only does this method inflict direct harm on marine life, but it also ravages seafloor habitats and coral reefs. These habitats, over time, accumulate substantial amounts of carbon, acting as vital carbon sinks. However, when destroyed, they release the stored carbon back into the atmosphere as greenhouse gas emissions, exacerbating the ongoing challenges of climate change. This intricate interplay between overfishing, marine ecosystems, and climate underscores the urgency of addressing the crisis of unsustainable fishing. The consequences of disrupting this equilibrium extend beyond local fisheries. They touch on the very fabric of our planet's natural regulatory systems. By understanding this connection, we come to appreciate that safeguarding our oceans is not just about preserving marine life, it's also about preserving the climate that sustains life on Earth. As we navigate the intricate landscape of unsustainable fishing, we encounter a convergence of ecological and economic consequences that ripple through the coastal communities and global markets alike. While the environmental impacts are evident, the economic ramifications are equally profound. Coastal communities that have long depended on fishing for sustenance and livelihoods now find themselves in the forefront of an economic dilemma. The decline in fish populations due to unsustainable fishing practices jeopardizes not only their cultural heritage, but also their economic stability. With dwindling fish stocks, the once reliable source of income for countless families has been compromised, leading to lost jobs, reduced income, and economic instability. Adding to the complexity is the prevalence of illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. a clandestine practice that undermines regulations and exacerbates the practice. IUU fishing involves vessels operating outside the boundaries of legality, often using methods that are both damaging to the environment and harmful to legitimate fishing operations. By evading regulations, these rogue actors further strain fish populations and undermine efforts to restore balance in the marine ecosystem. We're looking at you, China, among others. The economic ramifications extend beyond the local level. As IUU fishing continues to thrive, it disrupts the global seafood market. It floods the market with cheap, unregulated fish products, undercutting those who adhere to sustainable fishing practices. This unfair competition undermines the livelihoods of law-abiding fishermen and the stability of responsible fisheries. The intertwined relationship between unsustainable fishing practices and economic well-being underscores the need for a comprehensive solution that addresses both environmental and economic aspects. By curbing overfishing, enforcing regulations, and eliminating IUU activities, we can work towards revitalizing fisheries, supporting coastal communities, and promoting a more equitable and sustainable global seafood industry. In our exploration of the crisis of unsustainable fishing, a complex interplay between technological progress, environmental impact, and sustainable solutions comes to light. Technological advancements have revolutionized the fishing industry, boosting efficiency and expanding the reach of human activity in our oceans. However, this progress has also accelerated the depletion of fish stocks and the degradation of marine ecosystems. As fishing technologies become more sophisticated, their potential for harm increases. Highly efficient fishing vessels equipped with advanced sonar and tracking systems can locate and catch fish more quickly than ever before. Unfortunately, this efficiency often outpaces the ability of fish populations to reproduce, leading to overfishing and an imbalanced ecosystem. In this context, the concept of aquaculture, or fish farming, emerges as a potential solution to mitigate the impact of overfishing. Aquaculture involves cultivating fish and other aquatic organisms in controlled environments. Done sustainably, aquaculture can help alleviate pressures on wild fish populations and provide a reliable source of seafood. However, the expansion of aquaculture also poses challenges. Unsustainable practices within fish farming, such as the overuse of antibiotics, improper waste management, and habitat destruction, can exacerbate environmental issues rather than solving them. Striking a balance between the benefits of aquaculture and its potential drawbacks is essential. By implementing responsible and sustainable aquaculture practices, we can meet the world's growing demand for seafood while easing the pressure on wild fish stocks. Sustainable aquaculture involves selecting appropriate species, minimizing environmental impact, and ensuring ethical practices throughout the supply chain. Navigating the fine line between technological innovation and ecological stewardship is a delicate task. As we move forward, it's crucial to prioritize sustainability in both fishing practices and aquaculture operations. By embracing technology as a tool for positive change and refining aquaculture practices, we can create a more harmonious relationship between human activity and the oceans, fostering a healthier marine environment for generations to come. As we journey deeper into the crisis of unsustainable fishing, a clear theme emerges: the importance of collective action and individual choices. Tackling this multifaceted issue requires collaboration on a global scale, coupled with informed consumer decisions that drive demand for sustainable practices. International organizations, such as the Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO, play a pivotal role in fostering collaboration among nations. The FAO promotes sustainable fisheries management, advocates for responsible fishing practices, and facilitates agreements that protect marine ecosystems and fish populations. These collaborative efforts underscore the need for unified action to address the crisis and create lasting change. However, the power to effect change is not limited to institutions alone. Consumers wield considerable influence as well. The choices we make at the grocery store or when dining out can send a strong signal to the industry. By supporting sustainably sourced seafood and demanding transparency in sourcing, consumers can steer market trends towards responsible practices. Eco-labels, such as the Marine Stewardship Council certification, provide valuable guidance for consumers seeking sustainable options. These labels verify that the seafood products meet specific sustainability criteria, offering consumers a reliable way to make informed choices. Beyond labels, consumer awareness and education play a crucial role. Understanding the impact of our choices on marine ecosystems and communities empowers us to make ethical decisions. When we choose sustainably sourced seafood, we send a message that responsible practices matter. The synergy between collective efforts and consumer power creates a ripple effect. As more consumers choose sustainable options, market demand shifts, encouraging businesses to prioritize responsible sourcing. In turn, these businesses support and invest in sustainable fishing practices, reinforcing the positive cycle of change. Ultimately, the journey towards sustainable fishing is one that requires commitment from governments, organizations, businesses, and individuals alike. By working in tandem and making conscious choices, we can drive progress towards a future where our oceans thrive, fish populations rebound, and coastal communities prosper. The power to shape this future lies within each of us, illustrating the profound impact of collective action and consumer influence on global change. The urgency of addressing the crisis of unsustainable fishing takes center stage. The multifaceted nature of this challenge demands immediate action, combining awareness, advocacy, policy reforms, and responsible consumer choices to forge a path towards a more sustainable future. Comprehending the intricate layers of this crisis is the first step. By understanding the interconnectedness of overfishing, habitat destruction, and climate impact, we gain a more holistic perspective. This awareness fuels our determination to advocate for change on multiple fronts. Policy reform stands as a linchpin in this journey. Governments play a vital role in enacting and enforcing regulations that curtail overfishing, combat IUU activities, and promote sustainable fishing practices. These policies extend to protected marine areas, quotas, and incentives that encourage responsible fishing. While institutions and organizations spearhead these efforts, individual action remains equally essential. Our choices as consumers reverberate throughout the supply chain, influencing industry practices. Opting for sustainably sourced seafood and supporting businesses committed to ethical fishing practices amplify the demand for responsible options. As we advocate for change and make conscientious choices, we propel a movement that ripples through the economy, societies, and ecosystems. By participating in awareness campaigns, joining grassroots initiatives, and lending our voices to the cause, we amplify the collective call for action. Collaboration on a global scale is paramount. International organizations, governments, NGOs, and concerned citizens must unite, transcending borders to create a shared commitment to responsible fishing practices. Working in concert, we can drive meaningful change that respects the delicate balance of marine ecosystems while securing the livelihoods of coastal communities. Our journey towards a better future extends beyond this video. This is a commitment to continued learning, advocacy, and informed choices. By nurturing a sense of responsibility towards our oceans and embracing the interconnectedness of all life on Earth, we lay a foundation for a world where sustainable fishing practices reign and our oceans thrive. Remember that the worldwide crisis of unsustainable fishing is not an insurmountable challenge. Through understanding, collaboration, and concerted action, we hold the power to reshape the course of this crisis and ensure a more harmonious relationship between humanity and the oceans. The time to act is now, and the movement towards sustainable fishing begins with each of us. As we navigate the intricate waters of the crisis of unsustainable fishing, an essential thread emerges that weaves cultural heritage, indigenous wisdom, and the preservation of marine ecosystems. For countless indigenous communities around the world, fishing isn't just a livelihood, it's a sacred connection to their heritage, a way of life intricately intertwined with their identity and traditions. Indigenous fishing practices, refined over generations, emphasize sustainability and harmony with nature. These communities have maintained a delicate equilibrium between taking from the oceans and giving back, understanding that their survival relies on the health of marine ecosystems. These practices often involve rotational fishing, seasonal closures, and a deep respect for the life cycles of marine species. Yet, as the tides of modernity have swept across the oceans, so too have unsustainable fishing practices. Large-scale industrial fishing, fueled by demand, technology, and profit, has strained these delicate balances. The consequence of overfishing ripple through indigenous communities, eroding not only their livelihoods, but their cultural fabric as well. In this context, the crisis of unsustainable fishing transcends ecological concerns. It's an assault on cultural heritage. Indigenous communities find themselves caught in the cross-currents of change, facing the loss of not only their traditional ways of life, but the loss of knowledge that has been passed down through generations. Preserving and respecting indigenous practices isn't just about ecological sustainability. It's about cultural survival. It's about recognizing that sustainable fishing practices are inherently tied to indigenous worldviews, where nature isn't just a resource to be exploited, but a sacred entity to be revered and protected. By celebrating and learning from these indigenous practices, we're not only safeguarding the oceans, but also acknowledging the wisdom embedded in their cultural heritage. Supporting sustainable fishing means embracing a holistic approach that honors both the environment and the traditions of those who have coexisted with it for centuries. As we steer our course towards a more sustainable future, it's imperative that we amplify indigenous voices and learn from their practices. Their intimate connection with the oceans and their time-tested methods offer valuable insights into the delicate art of living in harmony with our planet. By merging the best of both worlds, traditional indigenous wisdom and modern conservation efforts, we pave the way for a future where cultural heritage and ecological integrity thrive side by side. As we navigate the tumultuous waters of the crisis of unsustainable fishing, a glimmer of hope emerges on the horizon, a beacon of innovation and technology that holds promise for transforming the way we interact with our oceans. These emerging solutions have the potential to reshape the landscape of fishing practices, promoting sustainability, transparency, and accountability on a global scale. Advanced satellite technology has opened a new realm of possibilities in monitoring and tracking fishing activities. Satellites equipped with high-resolution cameras and remote sensing capabilities allow authorities to observe vessels in real time, detect illegal fishing hotspots, and enforce regulations even in the vast expanses of ocean waters. This enhanced surveillance empowers governments and organizations to take swift action against those who violate sustainable fishing practices. The power of AI and data analytics is harnessed to process vast amounts of information from various sources, ranging from vessel movements to oceanographic data. Machine learning algorithms can identify patterns indicative of illegal fishing, predict potential overfishing scenarios, and aid in the management of fish stocks. This predictive approach enables timely interventions, ensuring that fisheries are managed in a way that prevent depletion. Blockchain technology, renowned for its transparency and tamper-proof nature, has found its way into the realm of sustainable fishing. By recording every step of a seafood product's journey, from the moment it's caught to when it reaches the consumer, blockchain ensures that the information is accurate and accessible. This level of traceability allows consumers to verify the origin of their seafood, discourages illegal practices, and encourages responsible sourcing. Innovations in fishing gear design aim to minimize unintended bycatch, the capture of non-targeted species. And this is my biggest objection to the fishing industry, this bycatch concept. They throw the net in, they pull up this gigantic net with a ton of fish, literally a ton. They dump it on the deck, they sort out to get the 6 or 7 fish they want. Meanwhile, every other fish they've caught dies on the deck, and then they just sweep them all back into the ocean, all the dead fish. So it's not like it's catch and release. They pick up the net, they pull out the ones they want, and then live fish make it back into the ocean. A ton, less the 6 fish they wanted, of dead fish make it back to the ocean. That's my ethical concern with the fishing industry, this whole bycatch thing. Smart nets and traps, equipped with sensors that differentiate between species and sizes, allow fishermen to release unwanted catch back into the ocean safely. These technological advancements mitigate the ecological impact of fishing and help maintain the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. Harnessing the power of sound, bioacoustic monitoring systems listen to underwater environments to identify species and track their movements. This technology offers a non-invasive way to monitor marine life, aiding in species conservation efforts and preventing overfishing of sensitive populations. As we embrace these innovations, it's important to remember that technology alone is not a panacea. Collaborative efforts, sound policies, and consumer demand for sustainable products remains critical. By merging the power of technology with a commitment to responsible practices, we embark on a path where innovation and sustainability converge, forcing a brighter future for our oceans and the life they sustain. As we delve into the intricate layers of the crisis of unsustainable fishing, a pivotal aspect emerges that reaches far beyond our current efforts: the vital role of educating and inspiring the generations to come. The knowledge and passion we impart to our youth can become a driving force for lasting change, igniting a flame of awareness and advocacy that lights up the path to a sustainable future for our oceans. Educational institutions play a central role in shaping young minds and nurturing a sense of responsibility towards the environment. By incorporating comprehensive environmental education into curricula, we empower students to understand the intricacies of marine ecosystems, the consequences of unsustainable fishing, and the importance of conservation. Hands-on experiences, field trips, and interactive programs help students forge a personal connection with the oceans because you protect what you know. Across the globe, young individuals are stepping up as passionate advocates for the ocean. Youth-led initiatives such as beach cleanups, awareness campaigns, and conservation projects showcase the power of youthful energy and determination. These initiatives not only make a tangible impact on marine environments, but also inspire peers and adults alike to take action. By highlighting role models who have made significant contributions to marine conservation, we offer young people tangible examples of how individuals can make a difference. Profiles of marine scientists, activists, and innovators serve as beacons of inspiration, illustrating the diverse pathways that lead to meaningful change. In an era dominated by technology, digital platforms provide a unique avenue for educating and engaging young audiences. Educational apps, online resources, and interactive platforms can make learning about marine ecosystems engaging and accessible. Virtual reality experiences and immersive simulations offer a glimpse into underwater worlds, fostering a sense of wonder and curiosity. Beyond knowledge, education empowers young individuals to become advocates for change. By encouraging critical thinking, fostering empathy, and nurturing a sense of agency, we equip them with the tools to challenge unsustainable practices, raise their voices for the ocean, and contribute to global conservation efforts. The journey towards sustainable fishing practices is not a sprint, but a relay, where we pass the torch of responsibility to the next generation. As we invest in their education, we sow the seeds of a legacy where marine ecosystems are safeguarded, communities thrive, and the oceans continue to inspire wonder and awe. By kindling their passion, providing them with the tools to effect change, and supporting their initiatives, we ensure that the crusade for sustainable fishing stretches beyond our lifetimes, leaving a lasting impact for generations to come. As we navigate the intricate waters of the crisis of unsustainable fishing, a powerful current emerges: the force of policy advocacy and legislative change. While the challenges are formidable, the potential of well-crafted policies to steer the course towards sustainability is equally potent. The journey to transform fishing practices requires a compass of clear regulation and a wind of public pressure to chart a new direction. At the heart of addressing unsustainable fishing practices lies the need for robust regulations. Governments play a pivotal role in establishing policies that curb overfishing, set sustainable catch limits, and safeguard marine habitats. These regulations not only protect marine ecosystems, but also ensure the longevity of fishing industries and the livelihood of coastal communities. Effective policies are only as strong as their enforcement mechanisms. By investing in monitoring technologies, establishing enforcement agencies, and promoting international cooperation, governments can crack down on illegal fishing activities and ensure compliance with sustainable practices. Satellite tracking, onboard observers, and real-time data sharing contribute to a comprehensive monitoring framework. The interconnected nature of the oceans calls for collaborative governance models that transcend borders. International agreements, such as regional fishery management organizations, facilitate cooperation among nations to manage shared fishing stock and combat overfishing. Collective efforts foster a united front against unsustainable practices and underscore the importance of a global commitment to change. Advocacy for policy change is amplified when the public is informed and engaged. Transparency in decision-making processes builds trust and empowers citizens to hold governments accountable for their commitments to sustainable fishing practices. Open consultations, public hearings, and accessible information are key components to fostering public engagement. Collaborations between governments, industries, stakeholders, and non-governmental organizations offer a powerful avenue for driving change. Public-private partnerships can develop and implement initiatives that promote responsible fishing practices, fund research, and encourage innovation. These partnerships leverage the collective expertise and resources of diverse actors to achieve shared goals. The choices consumers make have a powerful sway on the markets and industries. Informed consumers who opt for sustainably sourced seafood send a powerful signal to the fishing industry. By choosing products certified by organizations like the Marine Stewardship Council, consumers drive market trends towards sustainable options and reinforce the demand for responsible practices. Legislative change is not an isolated process. It's a symphony of coordinated effort involving governments, organizations, businesses, and citizens. By advocating for and demanding policy reforms that prioritize sustainable fishing practices, we set the course towards a future where oceans teem with life, economies thrive, and communities prosper. The path is challenging, but the voyage is one of collective commitment, where policy advocacy becomes a beacon guiding us towards the shores of a more harmonious relationship between humanity and the oceans. As we draw the curtain on this comprehensive exploration of the crisis of unsustainable fishing, we stand at a crossroads of opportunity and responsibility. The multifaceted journey we've undertaken, From understanding the complexities of overfishing to embracing the potential of emerging technologies, policy awareness, cultural preservation, and youth empowerment, paints a vivid picture of the path ahead. In an era where information transcends borders and awareness spreads like wildfire, the need for collective action has never been more pressing. It's a call that transcends nationalities, sectors, and individual interests. It's a call to unite for a shared purpose, to safeguard the oceans that sustain us. Through each layer we've delved into, it becomes clear that the challenges of unsustainable fishing are interconnected, interwoven with the fates of marine ecosystems, cultural heritage, and the well-being of coastal communities. But we are not powerless spectators in this narrative. We are active participants, protagonists in a story of transformation. From policy advocacy that shapes regulations to technological innovations that redefine fishing practices, from cultural preservation that honors Indigenous wisdom to educating and empowering future generations, every thread contributes to a more sustainable tapestry. The complexity of the crisis necessitates comprehensive solutions. Governments must play their part in enacting and enforcing regulations that curtail overfishing, combat IUU activities, and promote sustainable fishing practices. Organizations and NGOs, armed with data and driven by a passion for change, must continue to amplify their efforts, advocating for policy reforms and sparking global conversations. The power of consumer choices drives markets, incentivizing responsible practices and amplifying the message of change. Indigenous practices and cultural preservation remind us that sustainability is not a modern concept, but a timeless wisdom rooted in harmony with nature. This journey, however, does not conclude here. It's a commitment to continuous learning, advocacy, and informed choices. By nurturing a sense of responsibility towards our oceans and embracing the interconnectedness of all life on Earth, we lay the foundation for a world where sustainable fishing practices reign and our oceans thrive. As we conclude, remember that the worldwide crisis of unsustainable fishing is not an insurmountable challenge. Through understanding, collaboration, and concerted action, we hold the power to reshape the course of this crisis and ensure a more harmonious relationship between humanity and the oceans. The time to act is now, and the movement towards sustainable fishing begins with each of us. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this video informative and thought-provoking. This is the point at which others tell you, if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more content just like this. But we all know that kind of thing is for losers. Don't be a loser. And as always, I welcome your feedback and ideas for future videos in the comments section below. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep embracing your inner nude, dude. And once again, I want to thank Oliver Rosario 8699 for the suggestion for this video.